Hello, dear viewers. Namaskar. Welcome to Moksha Media. You are with Moksha Hiremat. India is a land of so many philosophies, outlooks, conceptions, and etc. etc. Whatever philosophical and spiritual concepts are there in India, they have got their own uniqueness that is very important. We have talked of so many things, but there are some philosophical and spiritual concepts which even today we try to understand, which most of them do not understand. So, in order to understand India better, that we have to understand these philosophical and spiritual conceptuals. When we come to India, we have so many philosophical and spiritual concepts. Especially, we have the concepts of dualistic, non-dualistic, energetic, unique, non-dualistic, monotheistic, theistic, and monistic. And in addition to these things, we have so many darshanas. To understand and realize the aims and objectives in life, it is better to have the knowledge of these things. Especially South India is the place of so many philosophical and spiritual concepts. We have heard of so many acharyas in southern India of India. And we have heard the name of Shivayogi Shivacharya, Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, and Madhvacharya. Of course, these philosophical and spiritual leaders have their own uniqueness in their compositions. That doesn't mean these are the persons who have propounded these spiritual and philosophical concepts, but they have composed what is passed from one generation to another generation. Of course, in the 8th century of Common Era in Karnataka, we have Shivayogi Shivacharya. See, we should notice that all these four acharyas are from the land of Karnataka. That all these four acharyas are from 8th century to 13th or 14th century of Common Era. And Shivayogi Shivacharya is one of them who composed in the 8th century of Common Era. Of course, in Trilinga area. This Trilinga area composes or contains Karnataka, Andhra, and other neighboring states as its own places at the time of Rashtrakutas, at the time of Kalyana Chalukyas and Chalukyas. That is why All these four acharyas are there in Karnataka. But the three acharyas are known beyond their things. And Shivayogi Shivacharya knows for the philosophical and spiritual propoundings in his book, in his treatise, Siddhanta Shikhamani. Of course, here Shivayogi Shivacharya, in order to achieve, in order to reach, in order to have the peace of mind, one should follow, one should practice certain things. If we practice those certain things, automatically, gradually, one day or another day, we can have those objectives, we can have the peace of mind, we can have relaxation, we can have samadhi, etc., etc. In order to have this peace of mind, Shivayogi Shivacharya told to practice 101 sthalas. These 101 sthalas have been again divided into angasthalas and lingasthalas. Of course, before that, he told of stages, 6 stages, that is Bhaktasthala, Maheshwarasthala, Prasadasthala, Pranalingasthala, Sharanasthala, Aikasthala. Of course, I talked of these things in the previous episode. That is why here I don't want to get into depth of those things. Simply it is a passing reference. 6 stages have been divided into 2 stages, 2 things, 2 categories. They are Angasthala and Lingasthala. Angasthala has 56 sthalas and Lingasthala has 40. Angasthala has 57 sthalas and Lingasthala has 46 sthalas. In total, there are 101 sthalas. If we practice these 101 sthalas step by step, definitely we can have the peace of mind, we can realize the world and life in a better way, and we can create an atmosphere in which a yogi lives. He can create a yogic life. And towards that Shivayogi Shivacharya propounded his philosophy, that is energetic, unique, non-dualistic philosophy. Simply we say Shakti Vishishta Advaita in Kannada. Of course, other things are there. Due to time bound, I don't get into all those things. Here, if we follow these sthalas one by one day, a man should have the peace of mind and yogic life. So, man is a kind of lonesome material. That doesn't mean he doesn't have life. Materially has also life, but the life stage is different. Like that, man has a body, that body has a jiva, that jiva has a soul. This body has three gunas. They are tamas, rajas, and sattva. One should become according to his previous doings and actions. But anyhow, sometimes something is happened. In order to avoid and in order to become good, automatically, as step by step, we have to follow, we have to practice these sthalas. That tamas, rajas, and sattva can be simplified like this. That is good, better, and best. Of course, it is very simple clarification, but the meaning of them is not that much of simple as I said to you. So, tamas means bojja, rajas means bhoktru, and sattva means preraka. In order to have that, one should practice Pindasthala. Pindasthala is the first sthala among 101 sthalas. Pindasthala doesn't mean a body, a merely jiva. Most of us think that pinda means body. Sometimes we say in Kannada, danda pinda. That means it refers to material body, but not something within that body. That something within that body is very important. If you realize that something in the body, definitely we can have higher objectives. We can have a happiness and peace of mind. So, Pinda has its own meaning. That body, man's body, that jiva is there in man's body, and soul is there in jiva, but that soul is different. In order to make the body and jiva, to live the soul, it should be purified. That purification is very important in Pindasthala. What sort of purification? Purification doesn't mean to have a bath with good soap and scent after it. That is material understanding, materialistic understanding. But spiritually, it means different. We have to purify jiva to live soul by practicing good things, by practicing sattvika activities. But following sattvika activities is not that much of easy as we think. There are so many hindrances. We have to overcome those hindrances. We have to come out of those restrictions. But you cannot overcome these things by your own. You have to you have to practice certain things. And practicing Pindasthala is one of the things. Here, in order to purify jiva in the body, that should be purified by good activities, by good actions. So, here that tamas becomes bojja, rajas becomes bhoktru, and sattva becomes preraka. Preraka is Shiva, ultimately. Of course, these 101 sthalas are based on Shiva notion. So, Shiva Yogi Shivacharya tells us something about Pindasthala in the first place of the treatise Siddhanta Shikhamani. Then that Preraka, that Shiva inspires the Jiva. He instigates Jiva to follow and practice good deeds and to overthrow bad deeds, bad actions. And by doing that, he makes Jiva the better place to be lived for soul. So here we have to understand it refers to Jiva, that is the inspired, the instigated and inspired by Shiva is and purified Jiva becomes a Pinda. That is the meaning of the Pinda. That means here outrightly Shiva Yogi Shivacharya rejects body as the Pinda or Jiva as the thing. Without the purification, without the inspiration of Shiva, a Jiva doesn't become a Pinda. When Shiva inspires Jiva, then only that Jiva becomes Pinda. And in that Pinda, soul lives because Pinda is purified. So here we can say body, actions, Jiva, soul, Shiva, purified Jiva. So like this, that Jiva is purified. That means purified Jiva becomes a Pinda. And this Pindasthala should be followed in this way. And that is what we call Pindasthala. I hope I have brought the truth home because I try to simplify the concept, the philosophical and spiritual concepts in a language which is not mine. But I try very best to convince you. I hope you have understood and it should be appreciated. So, the first sthala out of 191 sthala is Pindasthala. Pindasthala should be practiced in this way. Anyhow, subscribe and share and see you in the next episode. Namaskar.